Um, Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. It's just a quick live. Quick live. Um, I'm gonna line all my trolls up. Need y'all to go over there, hit up that goddamn our channel by Angie and troll that motherfucker and spam her and do all that shit over there to her. Cause this woman is straight whack, girl. You is whack than wax. Something you got some straight issues, honey. Mad issues. Mad issues. So now it's my post don't make sense. Well, what the fuck are you copying it for? If it don't make sense, that means that it doesn't apply to you. It means that you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. How about that? You don't know what I'm talking about. Next time when you decide to break the meaning to structural violations, foundations, and all that shit, I'm sure you can sum that up in less than what, two goddamn sentences instead of 10 fucking minutes. You think you can try that? You think you can try that? With your Googling ass, all you did was snatch the word from here and from there. Girl, bye. Get your phony, fake, fucked up ass on out of here some damn well. Go play that shit in the sandbox. Go play in the sandbox. Go build you a fucking bear. Go do that. You a retard. You a whole goddamn retard, girl. You got mad issues. Straight mad fucking issues. What's done is done. There ain't nothing that you can do about anything with Papoose. Nothing. So you can keep on reaching, keep on doing what you doing. Keep on doing what you doing because you look stupid. And it's 90 something percent of this community that will agree that you look stupid. You sound stupid. All you doing is embarrassing yourself more and more each day. Every day. 3 days. We done 3 days in. And you steady going. And you steady going. I can't help but to notice though. You can call all that goddamn roll call over there of names that you doing. It still ain't nobody that came and gave you 1 ounce, 1 bit of their fucking time to sit side by side with you. Nobody want to hear your shit that damn long. Nobody want to hear your ass. I thought you said something about somebody being unhealthy. Now, why would you project that shit on me when we done seen your ass half dead with blood clots in your legs? We done seen your ass with a big ass bubble lip. We done seen your ass with a whole goddamn alopecias on your fucking skin. Really? Who's unhealthy? Girl, I be sitting over here laughing my ass off when I do. When I do. Because you not an everyday fucking calendar person for me. You ain't marked in on that day for that type of attention, honey. Not at all. You, hey, girl, you need to go sit your clownery ass down someday well with that bullshit. Huh? You think that I don't watch these goddamn episodes out here to know what the fuck questions I want to ask? I want to ask, not Angela fucking Walker Doby or Doobie or Walking Dead or Half Dead or Catfish. Huh? Those questions that I ask pertain to what the fuck I saw and what the hell I know. But at least we come to the realization of nothing that I'll say or what language that I would use wouldn't make sense to your goofy ass. It's not supposed to. The objective, your goal is to do what you're doing, to make it appear that way coming out of your mouth. These people are laughing at your ass. So far, all you did was gather up enough of people to realize that you have issues going on in your head. You have mad issues, girl. You need to go get that shit checked out. Yeah, you need to get that checked out. You know what's weird about your ass the most, though? You steady trying to make somebody look crazy, be dumb, or be this when, in fact, most of them is inside my life. They are looking. Nothing is hidden that much. Proof you won't, proof you ain't gonna get, or you getting it, but you just overlooking all of that shit because you think that you got some shit going on that is doing some harm to somebody. Oh my God, girl, you a trip, a whole fucking trip. I'm so glad it ain't nothing but miles between. Ain't you glad? Ain't you glad? Ain't you glad? You should be. You should be glad that there's nothing but miles. There's miles between. You should be so fucking glad, girl, because I definitely would have had a toilet plunger up over your mouth. Yeah, I would have. I would have plunged your ass by now. That's a fact there. You think for some reason that you got these goddamn it bionic powers that's working for you. Where they do that at? Catfish. Where they? Oh, I forgot. On a screen, on an app, on an app. You spend all day riding your stank ass around about Pap. You spend all day clicking to see what the hell you can depict and come back and say something on. You a straight goofy, girl. You're, you're a straight goofy. Now, like how it was put, just because I don't means that I won't. And I think that you and I both know that that's a fact. You and I both know that I am your lifeline out here. You and I both know that you ain't shit. Your math don't math. Your braggalicious rights have been revoked because nobody gives a damn. The proof is in the pudding according to your timeline that you ain't shit. Your life has been established off of what other people have had going on in their life. That's it and that's all. You over there still probably on that whole I wish, I wish, I wish. Stop with the bull crap about, oh, you didn't have to put this on an application to do. Stop with that. You know that was a big ass lie, right? You know that was a big, fat, matching ass lie to your damn physique, right? You know that, right? But sound good to say, though. That shit sounded real good, girl. I'm like, what? I was over here catfish like, no, this heifer did not say that. And what school you came out of? What school? What school? Huh? Mm, now you out here want to portray as if your ass is working other than folding them damn boxes and shit, right? Get the fuck out of here, girl. Get the fuck, y'all. You don't know what I'm doing behind no damn. Exactly, and that's why I can say what I wanna say. I know one thing for sure and two things for certain. You sure ain't shown walking your Bullwinkle ass up in no office. You ain't show that. You ain't showing that, huh? You ain't showing that. Get over that whole money shit. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody cares. Nobody cares what you make or what I make or what you had and all of that stuff. With the audacity of you talking about some show a goddamn bank or a checkers account, bitch, when the only thing you holler about is a goddamn cash out. If you don't sit your goofy whack ass down. Yeah, you broke. Everybody's broke. Bitch, I ain't been on no motherfucking job these fucking certain amount of years to leave here broke. Are you out your fucking mind? That's a waste of time. Who would do that? Well, some people do. Maybe it was you. You want to teach something? Teach us about that goddamn paper your ass filled out, filing some goddamn your bankruptcy. We want to learn about that. Teach us about that, huh? Teach us about that. Nobody want to know about your goddamn fucking niggas that done raw dogged your ass in 5 fucking marriages. Who gives a shit about that? Nobody cares about that. Goofy, goofy, the dumbass sitting up here talking about some. I didn't put on my application. I didn't. How you know what the? You ain't got to have it on your on your resume, or none of that shit. None of it. What fucking year are you living in? What fucking Twilight Zone you living in? Oh, and 'cause this, this ain't what I do. I'll only be there probably if not 30 months, it'll be less than fucking 3 months, then that's your fucking business. Who gives a fuck? Who cares? You can quit that goddamn job tomorrow. It ain't nobody gonna care. None. None. You put all that shit out here like somebody care or somebody's supposed to give a damn. Nobody gives a damn about what the hell you doing. And I'll say it again. Or what the fuck I'm doing. Goofy. Goofy. Stop trying to turn your YouTube into your reality moments, bitch. Write your fucking journal on this shit. Do that. That way, maybe when you get an adopted grandchild, you'll be able to pass that shit down. Talk about your goddamn deflecting of your daughter, huh? Talk about that. What man are you going with? None. She's going with a woman. You heard her. Associate women. Talk about that. Talk about how you tried to, or you want to deflect and overlook that goddamn answer. Give these people something to laugh about your ass. Do that. See, I know the story behind Monday, okay? Maybe you don't. Maybe you didn't look it up. In my opinion, about putting him in a goddamn motion to be a witness for the defense, it doesn't resonate or sit right well with me when he has a whole nother story in another freaking interview that can definitely be pulled and used for the defense of the prosecution, bitch. Just because I don't come out here and go into depth about what exactly it is that I do does not mean that I don't align to being knowledgeable of the procedures of the different type of witnesses that can help or harm a case. Ignorant? You so ignorant. But because you think you know what it is that I do, then you can carry on with your antics. They're funny. They're funny. You got me in what position? Let's talk about that. I don't know you. You don't know me to have me in any position. None. It is not because of you that I wake up and take my first breath of air. It is not because of you of what I choose to wear every day. It is not up to you on when I choose to travel every day. It is not up to you, ignorant, when I open my mouth to speak daily. It is not up to you. In other words, bitch, who in the hell in your dumbfounded ass mind do you think that you are controlling psychologically? Who? Because if you keep insinuating, as you do, that it's you, then I know for sure that you are one dumbass bitch. You are insanely cracked out, crackish, one or the other. Cause ain't no way in the hell, bitch, at my age, in your age, you know, that you should be fixing your mouth to say any of that stupid shit that you say. You in your head seems to think that you have that control because you think that I guess you're some type of psych major. I don't know. Bitch, you better go bump your head up against that wall and try it again. Try it again. Cause this ain't what you want or what it is. Control. See, I told y'all. I told y'all you sound goofy. I told, and look, I told, and she was gonna say, and I told. That's goofy shit. Straight goofy stuff, girl. Go get the help you need. Now I have to put this on hold 1 minute. I have to talk to someone. with all of that crap that you're doing, why your likes are not liking? Hmm, how is it that the people that is peeping in to your malarkey ass crap that you're doing, why aren't they liking that? Maybe if I seen the stats looking a little bit differently over there, I might have looked at some things a little bit different. Good. Yeah. You do? You found something else to do?
It's not even that. It's like it's that instead of looking down
Now
now.
I'm thinking of that about the form. Ooh, that's sweet. That's fine. You'll get me.
When I get my paycheck, I was like,
Yeah, it'll be okay. Come here, you hardly nothing. Oh, you like to undermine things that you actually hear of what I'm doing. You want to flip that around. You want to flip that around. But do you? Go be extravagant in what you've learned and been, taught to do. Go do you. Go make yourself great or greater in your 60s. Go ahead. Mine's is winding down. I done pretty much did everything of my choice to do in life. The only thing that's left in my Pandora box is to put a little bit more traveling scheduled into my life. After this, honey, there's no more of anything challenging or hard to do for me out here. Everything else now is easy peasy. Easy peasy. I won't have to, hopefully, think about applying anywhere else. All my I's are dotted and my T's are crossed. The only thing that I keeps my finger crossed about is the stock market, making sure that it doesn't plummet to where I would start seeing dividends deplenish. That's about it. And even so, I probably wouldn't worry so much about that because I had to find that strategy to kind of outsmart that a little bit with tucking some away. It's not growing interest on it, but it's tucked away just for those rainy days so that I don't, have to experience that type of hardship, I guess I should say. But you, on the other hand, baby, you ain't doing nothing over there, which is what I believe, but fronting and stunting, as they call it, capping. Capping. See, a person that has to talk about it so much and relive moments that doesn't exist anymore, and continue to ask for other people to prove something to them. Those are the type of people where you fit, because you fit right, in that category, that don't have shit. Don't have shit. See, I can walk inside of that one bathroom and stand and be very proudly of it because I know the value. So you don't want to talk about that. You don't want to talk about just that one bathroom and how I just brought increase the value. You don't want to talk about that. That would be senseless of you to do. Or maybe you just don't understand that because maybe you're not a homeowner. I mean, that's what I'm getting out of all of that, right? But I do know one thing for sure, right? Even with that one bathroom, you have failed at even walking your big ass on camera in and out of, what did you say you have? Five. You probably should have kept that to 2.5, at least minimum, because most people out here knows that you would not have 5 bathrooms in one home. Most people out here knows that your bitch ass is not living in no more. You're nowhere near a 10,000 square footage of home. Uh-uh. So I'm like I said though, if you want to count the 5 in total for that senior citizen living home, apartment building, or complex that you are in, then of course go ahead and have at it. But you seem to think that you talking about what I have without showing what you have gains you some type of YouTube accolade in roasting or something. I don't know. Good morning, Rated R. Good morning. So, speaking of Rated R, glad you're here. For some apparent reason, she has put in her head that I must have prompted you to do something. And I heard Dana J. Bookham address something about it last night, but this is how you know, like, you on some tweaking ass campaign shit, Catfish, right? The fact that you would even try to post at Rated R was weird anyway. You don't fuck, you don't, he don't, to my knowledge, uh, fuck with you, and yet then you're poking at him to Do what? And did you hear your response to that, Catfish? The reason why you said that you did what you did? Because you're goofy. You thought that rated R was supposed to follow your command at poking at a book on your time, on your watch, because you claim he's the only man that's out here and all of that stuff. Like, you're a weirdo. You mean to tell me that all of those muskrats that you are involved with, the 20 divorced ninjas, right? That you couldn't find one of them? You couldn't find one of them to do what you need to be done to book them? You a whole hot mess, girl. You a whole hot damn mess. You a heathen, basically. Yeah, but that's, yeah. I mean, I get it. Rated R. That's kind of what they are left with the power to do, is to strike a page. But this is YouTube, right? This is YouTube. But girl, I am ain't no help for you. No help at all for you. But or like you said, oh no, well, you went 30 plus a days and so I ain't stopping. If you want to continue to look like the fool that you are out here, then by all means, go ahead. Go ahead. Just go ahead. Because that's exactly what you're looking like. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. So, you wanted to address my post that has absolutely nothing to do with you once again, pertaining to the questions that I asked about Monday. Like I said, maybe you must have missed some episodes somewhere. You so freaking lonely that you couldn't even refrain from addressing anything about Lady D over there in her own lane, interpreting and reading that paperwork how she chooses to do so for her followers. Like you could have done it better, which you didn't. And by the way, Bookham didn't either, He stumbled as well by saying that, wait a minute, he might have mixed the paperwork up. But he seemed to have gotten it together. It didn't take that long, without Googling what you want to say, to interpret what the law was saying about structural violations. It didn't take that long. Took you forever to get through that. Scrolling down that damn Google and trying to pull some PowerPoints out of it to apply it together and make it sound as if you were knowledgeable fluently with it, and you wasn't. You sounded like a straight freaking goofy. If you don't think so, well, let's let you hear it yourself, okay? Let's let you hear yourself for a minute, right? This is you reading this paperwork. Okay. Who in the fuck would sit in any class listening to a professor break this down? Who? Without Google. Okay.
based on
You are
you smart
dried
people. I mean,
up.
I
You're
pulled it
done.
tonight, just
You
now, but
do sound like uh 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 uh, uh let me try this ass bitch and see how many students would stick around for it. Because after hearing this shit, if everyone in that fucking, imaginary class didn't get up, they will probably sleep. You suck. And if I had the power and was of your superior, I would have fired your bitch ass. Listen to this shit.
based on you smart people, I am gathered that whatever is the cause that Bo put forth
This is a
in court
reaction to your video.
is probably considered new
Goofy.
evidence. Okay, which
I
means
guess I'm
that
not gonna be done with you.
one,
I guess we
it
just gonna
wasn't
keep
known
on,
during the time of the
riffing and
trial.
laughing out here.
Okay, and two, the defense had no knowledge of it. Right, that pretty much those two explanations pretty much explains the Monday strategy. Okay.
Now, why do you think that is again,
So
though,
if that is
Catfish? You just indefinitely going to say that they had no
hey,
knowledge when it,
ooh,
it,
I'm about to
I'm
cry.
not going to even get into strategy, but
I'm
let's
about to
go.
cry. Bo got it in. What's up, Daniel? Bo got it in, people. Now, do I gotta read it? Hey, Rose. Oh, Rose, God damn it. Was
Shout
that
out to
one of the
Lady
new rock on
D.
that one?
Justice for RK, which is where you guys can go and screenshot the display of the paperwork and analyze it and express your own opinions about it.
You know this. Man, that means you gonna make me read the darn prosecutor and the defense. Darn it. Okay. I'm gonna get y'all. But I guess I can do it in honor of our new arcade sector.
Do
It's
you
not
hear,
official
do
yet.
you
It'll
hear
take
this
place.
psychosis shit? I guess that we can do it in honorary of our new R. Kelly sector. What is it that you're going to make new about it, Catfish? Because none of the stories about your part is going to ever fall into non existence. What? You think because you're trying to establish a new R. Kelly sector that I'm not going to keep that text message highlighted here or there when I feel like it? Is that what you're thinking? We supposed to just erase your behavior uh, in this sector? No, no. Mm-mm. It'll be one time and one time only. If that damn booking boy start a petition to evict your ass up out of this sector, I would definitely sign it. And I don't even fuck around like that. I don't get involved in no shit like that, but I sure sign that shit.
July. But when I tell you all I've heard all day on whatever you got report was it sounded like smart people. It sounded like somebody got some sense. Okay.
She analyzed that because somebody allegedly must have typed about 5 words in the chat. That's goofy behavior. Don't know the person at all. But because they put 5 words in the chat, that person sounds like, where in all actuality, you really can't even hear a person by typing. Okay? So the correct format probably should have been based on what the person typed in a chat. Because ain't shit you can hear from the words that are put in a chat. Since you want to be formal, huh? You wants to be all political and perfunctory vocabulary correct. Oh, don't half step it. Don't half step it. Don't make those mistakes. Let's be formal about it. Let's put it in its right context.
Oh, it sounds like you ain't gonna get on my goddamn nerve.
Sound. She ain't
And I can
hearing
give you
shit. You ain't hearing a damn thing. You wants to be correct and perfect, right? Then get that shit right.
give y'all answers where I don't have to sound like I got my license to say, thank God good all the time, all the time. Let it pull up. Yes, honey, yes.
Celebration time.
Now,
That's what you like. Yes, honey, yes.
Date. Okay.
Oh, where's my pen? Oh, there it is.
I said, I'm going to give it Chicago time. Listen, I be trying to come up with something. Oh, man.
All this goddamn small talk.
Considered new.
Ain't no need a hush. You need to just
Okay.
jump right in it. Ain't no more than the 2 to 3 showing up. You killed all that.
And he's in this report, right? So, okay. Appellate court doesn't traditionally accept new evidence, right? Okay, so now, before I read this, I don't know if Bo is going to say that, you have evidence of what have you, whatever he alleged. Okay. I think we on the Monday thing. So, if Bo has evidence, then he could attach it to the brief, or he doesn't have to attach it to the brief itself. Anytime you create a brief, it's supposed to be persuasive. Okay? I'm not saying that it actually have to be factual, but this is the game. But it's
Now, who wouldn't know that? Catfish. That's one of the main goals of an attorney. Make it sound good to be accepted by the judge, who would be eager now to know and hear. They want to hear what's the rest of it. Do you have what you need to match what you bring in here today? Oh, this sounds good. Oh, wait a minute. I think I do might hear a little bit of a violation of the law. But they will have to do more research to see. And also, Bo will have to bring in that evidentiary witness to make sure what he's being persuasive to this judge about, has some credibility and validity to it. But see, that's just my opinion, because you can't tell you or, come up against you with your own opinion if it does not align to yours. But that's what creates the debates, right? It's what creates the debates. Something that I prefer to not engage in with a goofy online. Not gonna do it. But anybody else have a different version of how they would have calculated persuasiveness and applied it the way that they wanted to apply it, right? Even though it's not verbatim of the meaning in the dictionary, but has the same similarity of the outcome of it, then your panties in a bunch. Like, that shit makes sense. Goofy. Okay, now that we know that, oh my God, Bo has this evidence. Bo Brentley has this evidence. He could, and then he has the option to not attach it to the brief. That's all you got out of that right there? It must be persuasive. Persuasive to who?
Be persuasive. And you shouldn't really be telling a lie.
Listen to this. Not needed to be said. Why would an attorney of his caliber even think about coming up in there, being persuasive with a lie? The attorney is not going to even remotely think about getting caught in it and destroying the entire freaking hearing that he's requesting for a new trial. He wouldn't, girl, if you don't, girl.
All right.
He should try to not persuade with a bunch of lies. A goddamn attorney. Is that what you did? Is that why your ass didn't make it? Because you was up in there trying to be persuasive in front of a judge? Well, we know you ain't going in front of a judge, so I'm just hypothetically speaking. Or should I say, like what you did on that paperwork to get a pass. That chapter, what was it, 7, 13, I don't know.
Now, to make sure
Mm-hmm.
that that new evidence
Mm-hmm.
is on the record,
Okay, so we got new
and
evidence.
just in case the judge
Hi,
ruled
Purple Purple.
against him on that new evidence,
I can't wait until you get to what the proposal of the new evidence was. I might have to rush this video because I have a meeting coming up.
this time on this motion,
Mm-hmm.
if the attorney proffers the evidence,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And what that means is not, you don't have to necessarily show the evidence or what have you, but you argue that the evidence will show, the evidence will show, the evidence will show. Whatever you're trying to get in.
Oh.
That is.
So, in this motion, he talks about possibly being a violation with the communication pertaining to client and attorney, right? Privacy being extorted or broken, right? He also talked about this certain person, Mondi, being, I'm going to use the word captive from the government and to doing the things that he said in the paperwork pertaining to R. Kelly's mailings, right? That was done up under the influence of the government. But let you finish.
What you
We gonna keep Mondi
pretty much saying
up on top of
the
paperwork.
You are as a proper, and don't get it confused with the proper keepity. That's something totally different. When you are proper in evidence, okay, you're trying to get the judge to admit it, and if he rules against you by you proffering that evidence, it is now on the record. All right, so it can be brought up again at a higher court or what have or whatever, and or just say you don't proffer it, right? Then the only time you can bring it up is when you do a 2255 habeas corpus.
Okay. Fuck all that. Did he proffer it or not? Will he or will he not? Since we're going to get to the evidence that does not necessarily have to be shown because he might do a proffer on it, right? What do you think? Or did he? Did he proffer it or not?
Yeah. So, I would think, again, no trial attorney, damn sure you don't tell him attorney.
You ain't understood not one word of that. And who's still sitting in that class? Sound like it was a ball of shit in your mouth.
So, I would think, again, no trial attorney, damn sure you don't tell him attorney, but I would think that if the judge needs an oral argument beyond the briefs, okay, and see, like, although you don't necessarily have to have any, memorandum, anything like that, when it comes to submitting a brief, but just keep in mind that the judge can make a decision based on your brief, and he doesn't need you to come in and have an oral argument, right? So I say, if all possible, have your little evidence attached.
Didn't understand
Okay,
that shit. She needs to
so
go lay her
baby,
old ass down
honey,
somewhere
I
with
was
your
holding that.
unhealthy, out of shape
I said,
ass.
come on, Bo. So he did Chicago time. So let's see if we can get up here and see what Bo said. Come sleep his hair.
Yeah, that FedEx job whooping your ass, ain't it? Unhealthy, out of shape bitch.
Okay. All right. Now, it says defendant's supplemental brief regarding structural error. Now, understand this. Somebody brought up procedural error. That's what we getting good. We getting back on track, baby. Ooh. Who brought up a procedural error? Was that Carla brought up a procedural error? Who brought up procedural error? Oh, remember that. Okay. So now, a structural error. Remember, long time ago, we went through errors a little bit, a lot of this time. But when the court, I'm sorry, when the appellate court finds an error, okay, they determine, what there is and what is the standard of proof on there. Okay? So if it's something that the judge did that falls under judicial discretion, and when the appellate board is looking at that error, they are going to give the judge the benefit of the doubt, meaning he's going to get more deference than the other side. If it's a
Really?
situation
You
where, and I
think
know Jay
so?
won't like,
Really? And now that you guys have heard that, since she wants to attack my posts, there is a question pertaining to the structure error about trying to find where the judge has made these errors at. Did the judge create any type of violations or that would have prohibited her from making these procedural errors? And if so, they have to find them. Are they violations? Was this against, in this case, Mr. Kelly's rights, as they like to say? They yell. He didn't get his, due process. Is there anything flawed? Was it anything illegal, wrongfully done towards Mr. Kelly from this judge?
You claim that something should be looked at de novo. Yeah, but if the appellate court,
and here you having her tell her channel that is most likely it's not going to favor for the defense. Is basically what she's saying. It's very difficult sometimes to find that. So, in my post, since she wanted to depict it because it didn't align with what she said, you know, it aligned to the context of what's questionable and what's not, pertaining to showing evidence or speaking on some evidence that would that Bo Brentley would like for the judge to take into consideration to move forward. And that was all about that damn Monday.
Something as de novo. That means that they're going to pretty much give, not give any deference or very a small amount of deference, right? But most importantly, they're going to look at it as if it had never been looked at before. Okay, to make an independent decision. They're not going to, go by the trial court's decision or rules or anything. They're going to do it themselves. Okay.
And if that's the case, according to your knowledgeable experience of the law, then there should be no more arguable disputes out here about procedural error because they're taking care of it, right? They're not missing that part of it, right? R. Kelly's having his next step that is requested by his attorneys, right? So once the judge makes that fair fair clause, right? Fair statement, fair judgment, and say, well, no, we didn't find, this or this, that's over with, right? He was given, R. Kelly was given now, right? The next step that they requested and the courts acted upon. So are you going to tell the people that, okay, well, now it's dead after that? That's the end of it? No, of course you're not.
So, what a structural error.
Look how many times she's explained
that
this.
usually means that a conviction.
Because she is reading behind the scene to glue some extended ass shit onto it that you didn't need to do that. She just steady want to go on and on and on about it. She's pulling words here and there throughout that whole entire breaking down of structural error and trying to apply it all together in her way. Now, if you don't come back and say it in the way that she chooses to pick fucking apples from a tree to paste it together, then, oh my God, you're all messed up and you're dumb and you're this and you're that, when in fact it didn't even take this goddamn long to break down what the hell a structural fucking error is.
Wherein as a procedural error.
Didn't she just recite that? Didn't she just say that 5 minutes ago? Why is she doing it again?
It doesn't necessarily mean that it is
because she's trying to understand it her damn self.
The conviction. Okay. I am so sleepy.
That she blames it on sleep. The fuck out of here. The fuck out of here.
The judge defined it as a harmless error. They will recognize that an error did occur.
No
but
shit.
However, that error did not or would not affect the outcome of the case, right? So they're saying that they believe that the jury, or whoever the trial fact, the jury or the judge.
We should hope that happens, Catfish. We should hope that the judge is there to recognize the error, and if that error needs to be addressed. Okay, we got that part. When you gonna move the fuck on?
Whatever the issue is. um, that the
Yeah.
the judge
Stay
or
woke,
the
y'all. She
jury
teaching y'all
would
something.
come back with the same
It's
answer,
the same.
right?
Can you imagine? Can you imagine though, rated R, this your professor walking into class and doing this shit, and then after every goddamn paragraph, it's oh well, y'all got this kid got ooh, sleepy. Every damn day. Every day. Oh no, I got kid sleepy.
Jury would say that he's
Man, I'm up out of
guilty.
here. Hey,
That
rated R.
however
She
they
wouldn't even know you're gone anyway. She half sleep.
proved before. So, but they are admitting that
She's
if
still
under
talking about.
procedure error,
Listen to her.
if there's an
Repeating
error
herself
that is
over
on the
and
record,
over and
but
over.
it's a harmless error. So
She don't get it.
there will be no
She's trying to make
reversal.
herself understand it. Maybe she ain't read it or been experiencing it daily, to keep up with it so that it can just flow fluently about what the fuck is structural error is versus procedural error. Oh my god.
Right of the ruling.
The woven.
Okay. And the ruling could be the judgment, meaning finding him guilty. Okay. All right. There is the defendant supplemental brief regarding structural error. The government's interception of attorney-client communications discussing trial preparation and strategy can constitute structural error.
Okay. So now we hear the first argument. We hear the first one. Attorney client. Okay. We hear that one. We put that on the docket. We already know that that's what they're bringing in to try to enforce this judge to find structural errors in that. We got that. That's number one up on the docket. Okay. Attorney and client. Okay. Is there any structural errors within the law pertaining to? But we'll wait till the subject at hand comes out.
All right. The right to the assistance of counsel guaranteed by the Sixth Amendment is indispensable to the fair administration
we do know that that's one of the elements, right? We do know that that's one of the elements that will allow the judge to agree that, okay, well, we know that that's a structural error. But now it's got to be proven, right? Who, what, when, where, and why's. Why was it? Well, who, what, when, where, why's, right? Oh, okay, we got that up on the docket. That's the second argument. Okay, what other argument you got?
Our adversarial system of criminal justice case. All right, and here they're citing Black versus United States, 1966, ordering a new trial where agents overheard conversations
R.
between
Kelly
the defendant
forbidden counseling. Counselor, huh? Was he? You should know that to answer that prematurely.
and his attorney, and the information was communicated to the prosecution.
Oh,
Case law.
really? We just haven't got to the actual subject, but was his information issued to the prosecution? Let's put that on there. That's the third one. Wait till we get to the subject. Who? We want to know who. Who's the witness to all of this shit? Who?
Same thing is that the Supreme Court has also recognized that the assistance of counsel cannot be limited to participation in a trial to deprive a person of counsel during the period prior to trial may be more damaging than denial of counsel during.
Will he prove it? Will Bo prove deprivation? Will he? What do you think, Catfish? Because that has to be one of the elements as well, right? Think he's gonna pull that out? I don't know. You would know though, right? You read all the paperwork, right? You watched all the scenes, the episodes, and all of that shit, right? You did. Well, wonder what would happen with that deprivation, huh?
The trial itself. But again, I haven't followed along with anybody. I don't know what he's implying there. Okay? So the government's intrusion on the attorney-client relationship also has due process implication under the Fifth Amendment. Okay?
Wow. Hurry up and get to the subject. Huh? Do you think that the subject is telling the truth or is he not telling the truth? Huh? Did the government intrude? Huh? Did they manipulate him? Did they coerce him? What happened? How are you going to get that truth of him mingling around in R. Kelly's communication? How are you going to get it? We're going to get to the subject, though, right, of who it was, which is exactly what my post was directed to. Who the subject is in this paperwork, bitch.
Uncle Q, wait a minute.
Oh, wait a minute.
Turn.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Freeze.
Oh, what? Oh, shit.
Reading Google. Do, 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 do.
Child and Nazi. Opaque. Okay, so but opaque. All right. Okay. The opaque
You got
term
that?
structural
See,
error.
that was Google helping you pronunciate a word. Okay? That was Google. So you do need Google. So you aren't that fucking smart with pronunciating words. You're only just a genius at trying to judge other people who may have said that word and gotten it, the pronunciation wrong. See, that's what you are good at. But look who needed to go get help with that word from Google. Bitch.
Is best understood as denoting an error that can, at least without inordinate burden or difficulty, be determined to be harmless. Case law. The Supreme Court has recognized three circumstances that give rise to structural error. First, an error has been deemed structural in some instances if the right at issue is not designed to protect the defendant from erroneous conviction, but instead protects some other interests. Second, an error has been deemed structural if the effects of the error are simply too hard to measure. Third, an error has been deemed structural if the error always results in fundamental unfairness. Case law says these categories are not rigid. In a particular case, more than one of these rationales may be part of the explanation for why an error is deemed to be structural. For these purposes, however, one point is structural an error can count as structural even if the error does not lead to fundamental unfairness in every case, while violations of the right to counsel are, in some instances, subject to harmless error analysis. Whether a particular violation is structural depends on the nature of the violation. Ooh. Okay, Bo.
That's it.
Oh, I wrote this.
You gonna break down harmless? Huh? You're gonna break
So,
down the harmless? Are you gonna break down the rationality, or on which side, the defense or the prosecutor? Which side? Anything else? Huh? You want to break down what the elements are pertaining to the violations to the counselor, and if that happened to the party that has been charged with these charges and now filing to a motion for a new trial. You're gonna break that down? Or we just gonna go right into so what?
that paragraph is pretty much saying that when it comes to structural error,
Uh-huh.
it should not be limited to what we were taught with regards to structural error. And actually, whatever Bo put in this paragraph allegedly should be the standard that they use to deal with that structural error. Okay? All right? So if it's an error, first find the error, determine what type of error it is. Then apply the standard of proof to it, which is that's the test. Okay? The use of a jailhouse informant to obtain attorney-client communications discussing trial preparation or strategy satisfies the criteria for structural error. A criminal defendant has a right to confer confidentially with his counsel. Case law. The effective protection of access to counsel.
I just want to make sure that we dock it. What the hell she wanted to depict and critique about my post. Jailhouse informant has been made as an allegation, an assertion to the argument that in Bo Brentley's statement refer to as a structural error, potential structural error. I'm only reiterating and pointing out what became my interest to develop questions too. And that was only about freaking Monday. And she went over there and started turning her head like fucking Beetlejuice.
Requires that the traditional privacy of the lawyer-client relationship be implemented in the prison context. Okay, y'all remember this? Remember when it started on my channel and when we had J-Bo applying the attorney-client violations, right? Sixth Amendment, right? You remember I said, what about adding the Fourth Amendment to it, right, when it comes to privacy? I don't know what the rest of this will say, but there were privacy of the lawyer-client relationship to be implemented in prison context when you're talking about privacy. talking about something independent of attorney-client. Privacy is Amendment 4. Attorney-client is Amendment 6. And remember when I got the Levi's channel, I had them found where somebody, it was one of them drugs, one of them people, one of them Mexicans, somebody about them drugs, something, I don't know, one of them that's pretty popular. That attorney used the Fourth Amendment and the Sixth Amendment to argue against this issue. And now they didn't. They was ruled against, but the facts still remain, right? That they used the fourth and the sixth, but let's see what they say. But the purpose of the protection is not to protect against erroneous conviction, but rather to encourage full and frank communication between attorneys and their clients, and thereby promote broader public interest in the observance of law and administration of justice. Case law. Free two-way communication between client and attorney is essential if the professional assistance guaranteed by the Sixth Amendment is to be meaningful. Case law. Allowing the government to obtain confidential attorney-client communications, discussing trial preparation and strategy would undermine the public interest in the observance of law and administration of justice. Moreover, allowing the government to obtain such information will always produce an unfair result. Trial preparation and strategy can involve investigation and discovery, development of theory of defense, selection of the jury, presentation of the witness, and style of witness, examination, and jury argument. Case law. Allowing the government to have a window.
To sum that up, because I'm going to fast forward, right? Of course, they came back to say, after all of this beyond and above this whole independent and privacy, the government backed themselves up by saying that when it came to Amandi, that did not happen. We did not place him into a position of being a goddamn jailhouse informant. That concludes that, okay? And for I guess they can prove that they laid the timeline out, okay? Well, this happened at this time of event with Azrael, or when they talked to her, and when this person they had the time of events laid out, right? So that sums up this whole goddamn independent and the privacy and the rule against this and protecting yourself with the Fourth and the Sixth Amendment, which also led the freaking judge back then with Bungie to rule against it. Now here it is, a second go round again. That's all I was saying on my freaking post. Certain points that I picked up out of reading this from Justice for RK, and then hearing Lady D read this, I was like, wow, Monday is in here. And all I did was did a post on that, and this goddamn Beetlejuice head ass bitch just went over there and went psycho fucking crazy.
Such information, the government will always. Wait a minute. They must really fell asleep.
Because she'll tell you she's sleepy. The only time you will hear it fluent is when she's ready to get on one. And fact, yeah, and MF don't stutter. She don't stutter that. She don't stutter all that goddamn hogwash ass behavior that she does, just like everybody else out here. But somehow she seems to think that she's exempt from exemplifying fucking behavior out here the way that she's trying to project it to others. That's be the crazy and sickness of something in her head. Like, you think that ain't nobody done seen you get obnoxiously crazy? You're obnoxious too. You're belligerent too. You're an overbearing ass wannabe person too. Like you just overboard. Like what the fuck? And I know I can. I ain't finna project it or hide it or none of that. But she'll come back and act like nothing never happened, or project some stuff onto somebody else. That's crazy.
I can see, armed with such information, the government will always, and I guess what we supposed to say, have an unfair advantage at trial. It will have an opportunity to prepare for and meet defense tactics and theories that is denied to the defense, allowing the government to tailor its case based must be supposed to be based on intercepted attorney-client communication, regarding trial strategy, places a thumb on the scale in the government's favor. With such an advantage, the government's case is not required to survive the crucible, of meaningful adversarial testing. Okay, case law. The difficulty of determining the extent of the harm a defendant suffers from the surreptitious interception of attorney-client communication counsel in favor of finding structural error. All right, so Bo is asking that whatever Mr. Monday alleged should be considered a structural error.
Really.
Then
Now,
again,
she says Monday. So, if we go to my post, you will see me asking several questions about the subject at hand, which is Monday, right? With Bo Brentley, using him to persuade or convince the judge that what I have here is actually great to use so that the judge can satisfy the defense with a new trial. You proved your case. We accept this. This was absolutely a structural error. Okay? Now, hold on. Put my rubber band on. If you go and take time to read my post, I specifically said how, why. There's also an occasional when in there. Where? And what? What? Because if you go back and listen to Monday's interview, most of you guys know where it is, right? I'm not gonna say. And you listen to his stories, even though it became a tad bit complicated to understand exactly what he's saying because he's India. His language is a little broken from the norm of what we're used to hearing. Ah, okay. I gotta have my rubber bands in today, you guys. So 3 days a week, and then at night. But this is what my questions were pertaining to. She went and jumped her ass on that post to deliberately try to come out here and impose that someone is stupid and dumb. My post did not touch the grounds of the entirely motion at all. I didn't touch on nothing about the Amendment 4 and 6, and I didn't talk about nothing but the information that was given to the judge pertaining to these grounds that Bo Brentley brought up in his motion, hoping that it is persuasive enough for the judge to allow a continuing argument, verbal, argument over it to see if this is something that they would take into consideration for a new trial for R. Kelly. That's it, and that's all. This moron makes my ass itch. Okay? And I don't have fucking hemorrhoids. But let her continue. Stay out of folks' shit if you don't know what their angle is. Just stay out of it. I ain't jumping in your shit over here falling asleep trying to conduct some goddamn class of shit. So bitch ass up.
Then you go in the um, who is this going to? The judge. The judge
Put your glasses on.
A decision with regards to that. Now this is coming off of Rule 2933. Did he ask for a new trial or something? Anyway.
Really?
The difficulty of
you don't know that? You couldn't even figure that out by the way that Bo Brentley worded that doc to the judge? What else the fuck would Bo Brentley be serving up that motion for? For what? For what? I think that it's already substantiated that they will not be releasing R. Kelly. So the next procedure to fight for is the goddamn new trial. Wouldn't that be next, Catfish? You over here talking about, so, well, what are they fighting for? What are they fighting for? I mean, which way they going? The way you done read the first two goddamn paragraphs was enough for you to determine that? You couldn't determine that?
The judge would make a decision with regards to that. Now this is coming off of a Rule 2933. Did he ask for a new trial or something? Anyway. So the difficulty of
You're the professor. You're the attorney. Didn't you read the Rule 33? You don't remember all of that? Huh? You couldn't remember none of that? Any of that arguments or language back then to determine whether if that's where that came from? Because I could sure go upstairs and stand in front of who I got to stand in front of and let them know where we are have extended this language from. And the reason why is back here today. I can do that. As a matter of fact, I just had a case thrown out. I had a higher level. This is a higher level, right? One of the highest that you can go up here in this building before I make a decision to send anything out this door. Sit in front of me and go beyond the evidence that is presented in front of her to help her make a decision outside of what she was actually supposed to not use to make it. She was persuaded by something that was inadmissible on her part. Here's the thing, she's new, so she's still in training. I had a choice to give her a pass, but because I fight and do what I do, there are no passes. She made a procedural error right in front of me. I was at my wits with this case, and were there grounds for them to do what they proposed to do? I was just fighting for something lesser. But no, I sat back because I held one of my cards. And as I watch what she's doing, knowing that it's a procedural error, I waited until she got done executing her argument. And I only had a few words for her: null and void, procedural error, technical foul on management. Dismiss this case. That young man walks away with zero of any actions placed on his docket. You understand? Sometimes you just got to sit back and wait for it, but we already know how you're going to turn that story. Yeah. Now, that one right there, I did kind of brag on it. I kind of bragged on that one because it was funny as hell. Because she swear she came with the smoke. What are you doing with those papers over there? Wait a minute. We didn't argue those downstairs. You can't bring in newly evidence like you doing. None of that stuff that you showing me matters at all. Should have not been presented at all. And by her doing so, she destroyed her argument against me. And I walked away, and so did that young man. Clear as a bird. I was like, yes. But see, I'm going to brag on that one because I was about to settle and argue for something lesser. But that procedural error, yeah, that tore her up. Now, she'll never make that mistake again. Like I say, she's new. But let me move on with your story.
Determine the extent of
It ain't
the
about
harm
me.
a defendant suffers from the surreptitious interception of attorney-client communication, counsel, in favor of finding structural error, case law. It says, with regards to Gonzalez Lopez, it concluding that a Sixth Amendment violation with consequences that are necessarily unquantifiable and indeterminate unquestionably qualifies as structural error. Ooh, child. I just got dyslexia reading that together. Ooh. It says there are numerous ways in which the government receipt of attorney-client communications relating to trial preparation or strategy may advantage the government. It may aid the government in its investigation.
So are they admitting or not admitting that they did receive some information? But now they're going to what? Clear up exactly how they received it voluntarily. Was it done voluntarily? They didn't put Mandu up to this. And to say that, then we know that Bo Brentley argument is going to be weak as fuck, right? Because how will he be able to prove whether if this was involuntary or voluntary? I'm just saying. Now, if you go over to my post which is what I asked about Bo Brentley using this Mandu, trying to build structural error against the government by stating that he was used as possibly a jailhouse informant. But then, like I said, there's an interview of this man who freely and voluntarily, along with, I guess, another source out here in the YouTube streets, had convinced him that it would be okay for him to be out here knowing that he could have possibly been a witness to testify under the evidentiary witness law, right? Because sometimes it does take a person to help bring credibility and validity to the story, to the argument of what Bo Brentley is attempting to use here. But if you would have listened to his interview, my question, and solely only the question that I asked, was what made him use this guy? This guy has a different story line out here now in the public that the government can surely get their hands on to, right? And now present it totally opposite of what his claims are to Bo Brentley. That's all I said. That's all I was questioning. Nothing more or nothing less. But because your goofy ass chose to grab the post and make something really out of nothing, because I'm over here aligned with myself in my lane in the chat that I keep. Stay your bitch ass over there where yours at and mind the chat that you keep. Go correct that behavior about your ass. And unless, like you said, you still want to run, you still want to rumble, then some days I just might take you up on that offer. The only thing is that I'm sick and tired of cussing. So I'm trying to work on that. Because it don't sound good unless I'm calling you a bitch.
Focus more heavily on certain aspects of the case. It may assist in the preparation
It's
of a
longer
witness.
than that. And you
It
better
can
get
help the
50 right.
government assess what evidence to put on in its case in chief or save for rebuttal. You know, a case in chief is when the government gets up to present their case. And the case in chief's off. So when the defense gets up and present their case, it says case in chief or save for rebuttal. Determining the extent of the harm suffered by a defendant will be next to impossible. Ooh, okay, check this out right now. So let me tell you this game right now. So Bo is saying that the regular standards and the measurements that we use to determine if the error in the case would affect the outcome is pretty much unknown in this particular situation. Okay? Because we use a test and, you know, to see if it could have resulted in a different outcome. Right?
Now, why would Bo Brentley do that? Sounds like he came in to play. To me, we did this to see if this is a test. That's your analysis about this. That's what you're saying. Bo Brentley did this to see if it was a test. Meaning what? We finna throw some shit up against the wall to see if it stick and align or underline itself under the structural error. He finna play with this shit. He doesn't know that this for sure, that the jailhouse informant was a actual informant from for the government? Is that what you? Let me rewind this shit when you got excited. The fuck?
Bo was saying
Uh
that
huh.
um,
This was she said. Bo saying.
the regular standards and the measurements that we use
Uh huh.
to determine if the error in the case would affect um, the outcome
So
is
Bo
pretty much
Brentley is testing the waters off of the measurements, hypothetical or hyper or whatever they call it, right? What? Let's see if this gonna work. Let's just go in there and see. And it's also, it feels like you're saying that it's possible that Bo Brentley is making up this story, and this is what this Mandu guy is supposed to go along with. He's been prepped to say that the government had me do this. I'm just asking for a friend. I hope that's not the case, because if so, then I guess it would be rightfully so to throw Bo Brentley in the ineffective attorney motherfucking briefcase with the rest of them that these people been saying. That's just my opinion, but I hope he ain't coming in there to play. I hope that what his measurements are pure fucking facts, so that he can land a structural error. And now they can proceed with bringing in more procedural errors for R. Kelly to have this new goddamn trial. What in the fuck is? Well, hold on. One more time. One more time.
determine if the error in the case would affect
hoping that the errors in the case
the
would
outcome
affect the outcome.
is pretty much unknown in
It's
this particular
unknown.
situation. Okay, because we use a test and you know, to see if it could have resulted in a different outcome, right?
So Bo Brentley is testing this on a trust basis of what Mandu has relayed and relied to him. Huh? from is there any other sources that's behind Mandi? I'm just saying. Kind of seem to appear that way out here in the YouTube streets, but I'm just asking the question.
When we do that, we're saying that we know that it would affect the outcome. But we're saying that whatever happened here, it's impossible to know whether or not it would affect the outcome. So the best thing to do.
How would that be impossible to not know the outcome? Well, I mean, I guess I can see that, because right now, all he is relying on is whether if Mandi is telling him the truth about being an informant, and who's going to concur to this. It's of course nobody, but now it's left up to the judge whether he wants to open this back up to acknowledge the fact that, oh well, yeah, that is what do you call it? Hold on, my mind went blank. A structural violation. Duh, right? Hold on. It is one. But yet then, the opposed argument was, no, we didn't. We never had contact with this guy. We have no idea what this guy is talking about. And this, we had already, hold on, you guys. See you later. Where were we?
They ask you a question, and then you give them the answer. They say, why? And you say something else. They say, why? No,
Oh, I
why?
was talking about how the ops position came back to lay out their timeline of not having any affiliation with this goddamn Monday person. So I build my questions on my post pertaining to just some of that information that was released in this new paperwork. That's all I did. Her panties got in a bunch. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. See, you can take a sentence from a whole freaking novel and build questions off of that. Just off of that. I just want to know how you feel about this little part right here. That's it, that's all. I, my post was not about getting down to the meat and potatoes. I just want to know about how y'all felt about Monday. But it's stupid. It's dumb. It was nothing put up to have extracted her fucking interest to at all. I don't fuck with her. I'm sick of her sitting out here telling you guys that, oh, she tried calling me. Have you guys asked yourself the question, what the fuck are you calling me for? I ain't got shit to say to you. Nothing. Your number is blocked. Why in the hell, after that whole call in on that live a couple of weeks ago, would you remotely think that I would fuck with you? That I would want to have your voice pierced up to my ear or even held in the palm of my hand through a speakerphone? You are contagious to me. Good morning, love. Why would you sit your goofy behind out here to say, well, she's not picking up her phone and I'm calling her and calling her? Bitch, don't call me. Call the doctor. You're bleeding under the skin in your legs. Fuck are you calling me for? We ain't like that. Enough of you to be sitting up dialing the last 4 digits in my goddamn phone number. Lose that mother. Lose it. Lose my number. You will never, ever have an opportunity to reach me via email or phone. Neither one. Find you something else to do. Hi, Sherry's. Sherry's, how are you? Beauty, how you doing,
touching
love?
on something. I don't know if she was touching on something or that was her brain telling her that, oh, ain't finna buy shit. He finna charge this to the game. But let me tell you why I point that out. So let's go and talk a little information. Usually, when the shit is outlandish like this here, you know damn well you ain't got no proof of that motherfucking shit. You know what you
I've
do? You
been
charge to the
good,
game.
girl.
You
I've
let the
been
time
good.
expire. Get
It
the fuck
is
on. I ain't got it.
Friday, honey. It is. I am so done here, honey. My vacation starts in 3.5 hours. So, yeah, I am so ready. Yeah, to just relax, a couple of days. So, shoot down to Chicago, help my mom, stuff like that. Might shoot over to Indianapolis if she wants to go visit my brothers. But I've gotten all my files. Everything is folded, cleaned it up. Listen, I'm ready to go. You just waking up. I'm good. I'm good, girl. Yeah, I've been up since what 3, so I'm good though.
It's just okay,
It's
whatever.
time though, hon. It's time to
They're gonna
book,
rule
pack it up out of
in
here.
the prosecution's favor. You know what I'm saying? She kept on, hitting around and alluding to like, don't he supposed to show some kind of evidence or show some kind of exhibit or whatever? Don't he supposed they gonna get your ass like the Matrix?
So that's enough for her.
when I
I just want to point out to you guys, which, you know, what was my post on, in case you didn't catch my post, because a lot of you guys are not on YouTube anymore like that. And, I get that you guys don't care. But I'm going to point it out anyways, right? Oh, and I couldn't help but to notice how Bookham played that post I did about, with the live up about the art of dialogue. Yeah, he threw that on the end of his content. I saw that some this morning or so, a little bit, and I was like, well, and I don't care about shit like that. I put it up so because I was like, oh my God, this is a crazy story. Beauty, did you know about this live done with the art of dialogue and this guy that's on there saying that he stole the tapes? And of course Bookham goes, well, new evidence, new evidence. I was like, how are they able to bring these tapes or so for in this court on him when you got all these people out here and saying that they stole it and everything was bootleg and blah blah blah. But listen, I don't know who, I've never seen this video. You got to check this one out here. It's on my community wall. But so this is my post, you guys, and then I'm going to go. I said, look, it's just crazy to me how the R. Kelly attorney, let me blow it up a little bit. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, I guess I can't. So I'll go in some, right? This is what I said. Has this Monday guy, my whole Q&A was about, well, the majority of it was about the Monday guy and the motion indicating that the government placed him in position to interfere with R. Kelly's mail. Okay? That was one of the elements. Client, attorney, you know, uh, 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 um, interference, communication. Now, there's a site as to client privilege information that was compromised, which we all know something similar had already came to pass. You all know what I'm talking about when I mention that. We watch that episode, Tasha K and the BOP officers, right? You would think if this person, Mondi, was bold, fire powering witness, right? He's taking this guy's words and storyline and now had some assertion in his paperwork as if there's some truth behind this whole private, this attorney client information stuff that was being shared. And he was the one that allegedly was sharing it with them first, that allowed them to structure this. Hearing procedures against R. Kelly. They build their case because of the witnesses they were able to allegedly tamper with, bring along, put on a stand, say all kind of things, about R. Kelly. Okay. Mandu was both firepower witness to you, saying that the government put him up to the alleged stealing of R. Kelly information. Why didn't Bo, this is me just asking out loud, why didn't Bo secure this man from the public? We saw what just happened out here in the public. You all saw his interview from the other channel, where it is a complete opposite of what Bo's argument is. Don't get it twisted. I understand that too. Pertaining to the questions that he was being asked, he was only in, offering information on good things about Mr. Kelly. But here's where the discrepancy comes in at. At 1 minute, he's saying that the government put him into a position, hey, give us this information and for whatever reason, and we might do this for you, because they offer up stuff, whether it's a lesser term or a free phone privileges for the rest. I don't know, whatever, you name it, whatever can entice an inmate. Okay, so I I get that part. Why didn't I? So I asked again, why didn't Bo secure this man from the public? He needed to be instructed not to have no contact with anyone running his mouth for a darn interview for some coins. However, I do realize the story was specifically about the good times being with and as R. Kelly cellmate, and choosing When a Woman is Fed Up as his favorite song. Can you imagine how he would actually look as a witness? So we did this. You probably got what you wanted for the government if his story is true, right? As a informant. But now all of a sudden you're temporarily housed with R. Kelly. Now you become really good friends with him, and now you're out here as a friend. Like, no, no. Him being cool and friends and the things that he does with R. Kelly, and he reads the mail and he helped fix it. All of that shit should have stayed right on behind the damn scene. It wasn't like, let me move this phone, that it should have been convinced. Okay, let me see if this is, if I put that up. Let me put that up there. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, so, oh, my phone went off. Hold on. I'm going to switch. Let me turn a different way, you guys. And you tell me, like, so this is why I am, like, addressing this today, because she got mad fucking issues. I guess what Monday didn't realize is he should have just remained friends to R. Kelly, basically behind the scenes, because becoming a friend to everyone is different, is definitely not a friend to Kelly. Kelly is at his vulnerable state. And now, for some coins, people can coerce you into saying things that the government will challenge you on. And that's a goddamn fact. They will come, and if you don't have your timeline all into perspective, and they're sitting out here with a timeline, my point is, how, when, where, and why, in my opinion, it's just my opinion, would Bo Brentley use Amandi to prove that there was some structural error? it's scary. It's not. It's definitely not promising, especially if you have the government that can prove that. Oh my God, this guy is lying. Like we don't know this guy. We don't know this. So right now, it's gonna be his word against ours, or ours against his. The battle of the battle of the fucking sexes. This shit is crazy. So I guess what Monty didn't realize is he should have just remained friends. And this is all my posts indicated. So then I asked questions, obviously, just to my community board. I don't be expecting for nobody to answer nothing. These are my thoughts. Was he used by the government that led the government to structure R. Kelly's case the way that they did? Was he? Was he used by the government? Was Monday just here to talk about his good times with R. Kelly to receive some coins? A basic ass question that is expounding off of the fucking interview that he was doing. Let me get some water. Mouth got dry. So, the next question then. I asked, will Bo bring it home with his proof that the government did, in fact, place Monday as a federal informant to illegally access his mail? That's it. That's all I did. The interview that Monday did had taken place on Willie D's live. Okay, Willie D did a interview with this man. Now, I asked these questions also, and I was going to imprint this also. Well, this happened a while back. This like just didn't occur, right? And if this is the case, then why did Monday hold on to this information about being an informant for the government, and it wasn't used in his prior freaking hearing, in R. Kelly's hearings? Why now? That's all I'm asking. Like, what the hell you been? Like, when did this happen? Because if you go and you finish reading the document, you will hear the argument from the prosecutor's side with their timeline. Okay? It's crazy. He says, let's look at this point as well. While I'm at it, this third question surely in hell removes that argument that content creators have been injecting in your minds. That is, and now, unless she's poking at this so that she can continue to inject some bull crap out here in y'all minds, then have at it. But I said that it's all the other names from under the sun, because if it's whom they've been gluing together, the defense surely haven't used their presumptions at all. We have seen every name under the sun about who has done what, then did it, and this and that, are the picturette on all of these people, all the way from Lizette to Lisa. We know this stuff has happened, right? We believe that this stuff has happened about R. Kelly, but those arguments that these constituents are steady trying to intrude themselves into and pushing us out here into, when is R. Kelly's attorneys are going to grab that and attack it? Because keep in mind, YouTube content creators have all the goddamn answers. They have what it takes. They have what it takes to free an R. Kelly. But yet And here is another shot coming from Bo Brintley, R. Kelly's attorney, who has not used any of they shit, nothing but a goddamn Monday. Nothing but a Monday. Where is it? Where is all of the procedural errors that is being pushed out here that has been done to R. Kelly that these people are saying is ineffective, and this and that, and this person done this, and this person set this person up, but yet then it is not a damn write up at all. I'm just asking. So I went on further to say, you know, this is all of the other names from under the sun because of it's whom they've been gluing together. Defense surely haven't used their presumptions at all. Wait a minute. I just had a laughing moment. Monday interview definitely tells and show clearly the opposite of Bo's argument. But that's my opinion. That's my fucking opinion, right? Don't attack my goddamn opinion, bitch. You have yours over there, and I have mine. Move the hell around. Well, at least I can make that out. Now I am talking to myself. Wait a minute, I can make that out. I'm talking out loud. These darn conspiracy theories that are used for awareness or brainwashing, whichever way you want to consume it. I don't give a rat's ass. If you think that they're pushing nothing but awareness out here, then you go ahead and you eat it. I think that a lot of it now is brainwashing to the extent that this is what we're going to do to allow us to keep up the goddamn bullcrap that we are doing out here, knowing good goddamn well it ain't going no damn where. Period. But that's my opinion. And you want to argue back against me or up against me based on my damn opinion, you fucking moron? I can't stand your bitch ass. So I ask myself, now what? What other mojo will they have? Or will they just keep beating a dead horse, recycling what they have? Did y'all actually think that Kid and Play was bringing to y'all any constitutional violations that would work? Huh? Pointing out, or he did this, or he rode in the truck with, and she went over there, and she took the watch, and and she sent him over here. Is any of that any goddamn constitutional violations? Any of it, because it's not. That would work, that Bo would address in a motion for a new trial? Or were you just pleased by the comic book? Some of y'all get it. Some may not. It looked like Bo's only attention was to bring a damn Monday to light for R. Kelly to be granted a new trial. Okay, which was one of the fucking elements that was used in that document stating the fact that he addresses client attorney privileges, and Monday is somewhere stating that the government had him do this prior to him becoming good friends with an R. Kelly. Had him reading these letters, opening get in here, find out this, and do that. Is it true? I don't know. We don't know. Will the truth come out? Well, we will know that depending on the decision of this judge. But as, she went and stated, when we're talking about 4 and 6 Amendment, independent versus privacy. And most of the time, the judge usually rules against that. I guess we'll have to sit on our thumb and ride back on our wrist to find the fuck out, won't we, Catfish? Because you don't know either which way it's going to sway. All that reading and shit sounds real fucking good. Oh, well. Bitch, move the fuck around. The government drops a timeline, which they did. I don't believe the defense did on, I messed that up. I don't, the defense did on exactly Monday interactions with the government. What a strange storyline. That's a memo to me. Note, I am sure that the people here in this community is feeling some type of way because none of their stuff that they put countless hours into was not found relevant enough to restore for a new trial. Bo Brentley objective is to try to land R. Kelly a new trial. Okay? That's my opinion of it based off of what I read. I'm just wondering, will they still be going to make a big fuss? It's very clear to the majority of the fans based off R. Kelly on how this crazy saga played out. However, we all, you know, what I'm saying is we all know how this shit played out. You have the other team over there that believes and feels the way that they do, and you had this team over here believe and feels the way that they do. That creates debatable arguments, and that's fine. Everybody's entitled to that. But it caused this disaster. Trying to prove the ineffectiveness of a judge as well as a biased jury, and most of the time, the corrupt government can be the most challenging thing to do, which in fact it is. You got to bring it home. Dealing with substantial fucking evidence, also with the assertion of fucking case logs to stand behind your fucking argument because those arguments had been previously made and and granted. The government is one entity, even if there's one bad apple in the group. What am I talking about? Huh? What judge is declared as the bad apple in this group of the government officials that presided over R. Kelly's case? They are still bounded to protect and stand for each other. The people, the ones that declare to stand for R. Kelly, is a group that's divided in one. Can't go up against the masterminded beast vultures alone. What makes them so masterminded? And the beasts, huh? And vultures. They already told you that we win. We have a 99% rate on conviction. They have it because they stand united together. Don't matter if one, this is my opinion, may have created a whole goddamn structural error, procedural error case. You're going to always have that one that has that higher power, that level of power that can make a decision based on the fact that, man, they can be a bingo partners. They can be bar partners. They gonna find something, some kind of way, based on a law that you, me, him, them, or they ain't never ever read or thought about reading. But you best to believe that they could find it. They dig their ass way back to some 1933 goddamn clause. You didn't even know it was fucking existable. Therefore, you who stand alone will always lose. You who chooses to cause diversion and division will lose. You are the volume of people that just don't and never will understand what it takes to fight. R. Kelly did not need a division of people who is not on the same page, who can't come together to be on the same page to fight for him. All was done was entanglement, disturbance of the law. One person wants to cite it to you this way, one person thinks it means this way, and then not nevertheless can't even stand together to fight in unity, whether if it was by the chance, whether if it was phone, I don't know. But all this division, yeah, y'all could thank yourselves for that shit. Period. Okay? Now you got one old gullible ass bitch sitting over there who thinks that somebody owes her ass some shit based on what their opinions are. Stop being gullible. Stop opening up your fucking eyes and reaching in over here into my fucking lane thinking that you have the wits to depict or dictate what the fuck I say with your dumb ass. That post didn't mean nothing other than I wanted it to mean and to be addressed about. Not the entirely document. Not out here to argue that. I just want to see, you know what? It is what it is, you guys. But I have this meeting now. What is it? 11, yeah, 15 minutes. So I need to prepare and get my files ready for that. And then that will conclude my day here. I am anticipating having a fantastic freaking vacation. Uh-oh, I got to go do some voting. But and that's it, and that's all. You want to go and challenge and compete against who's right and who's wrong, and thank you, I will. And do all of that. You know, you summons Carla. Go and pay Carla to come up there on your panel to battle you back and forth. Lady D, I highly doubt if she will waste her fucking time. Well, let me take the highly out. Let me just use it at doubt because ain't no telling what people will do around the freaking YouTube streets over here. But one thing for sure and two things for certain though, Catfish. Here I am putting a post up, minding my damn business, right? And because this is what you want, and I decide to give you a little bit here and there. Look who's still out here on the streets, bitch. You running who, where, when, how, huh? With what power? I'm just saying. Ah, 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 goofy. Have a good day, beauty. Rated R if you're still here. Sharice, have a good day, you guys. And hit the like button. Share the channel. And don't forget to become a subscriber. I appreciate it. I'm not going nowhere. Nowhere. Until I feel like going. However, once again, some days are way more important than to be doing this crap of what I'm doing. Now, let me go find out what's going on over here with the Tommy the Gossipers and you know, the whole other side of the freaking social media. Bye, y'all.